The party
Guy
was lame
Fieri.
to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
This is the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my sister, Vetta.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing? We're going to talk about your look in just a second. And on this episode, we are being joined by our special friend and guest, Chad from Scene Invaders Podcast. Chad, how you doing, dude?
Doing good, man. And I'm so excited to talk about Nurse. Oh my God. Let's go.
Yes, we are going to be reviewing the movie Nurse, and Chad picked it. But before we get into this, Vetta, I want to talk about your look because you got a black eye and a Band-Aid. What's going on here, sister?
Yeah, girl. What's happening?
I decided not to change. I was going to do makeup and cover it all up. So Friday night, I was home alone and I put on, my pajamas and I'm running around the house, getting ready to have, movie night or whatever. But I'm short. So any pants, Matt probably has this problem too. You can't buy off the rack. Well, you can, but you have to fold all the pants over. So I went running into my bedroom, tripped on my oversized pant leg and took the corner of a drawer that I'd left open because I was putting clothes away. And it's just... I know, it's so bad. And I laid on the ground for a few minutes going, what? And then I put my hand on my forehead and there was just blood pouring out my face out of this itty bitty little cut. And then I woke up the next morning. I'll take the glasses off so you can get a really good look. And my eye was completely black. I'm like, and the funniest thing is on Thursday night, I was putting up decorations and I was standing on the back of the couch and I bobbled a little. My daughter started recording, and 2 seconds later, I fell onto the couch and rolled onto the floor. No coordination.
That is like my level of clumsy right there. I'm the clumsiest bitch on earth.
So I was like, we're doing a movie with a nurse and in a hospital. I'm going to keep the Band-Aid.
Yes.
The black eye, and I'm going to throw the hair up.
You got your scrubs on and everything?
Right
on. All right, great. So the synopsis of this movie is a young nurse begins to suspect that a sexy colleague is responsible for murdering a string of unfaithful men, which is always fun. All right, now, before we get started on this, I'm going to ask the most important question of the night, and that is, what are you drinking? We'll start out with our guest, Chad. Chad, what are you drinking, buddy?
In my giant Bubba cup, I have I'm a very classy person, so I'm enjoying Four Loko this evening.
Nice.
Yes.
That is classy. It's classy.
I only deal in luxury and class,
right
guys,
on.
so.
All right, Betta, what are
you little bougie bitch?
Yeah. All right, Betta, what are you drinking?
So I am drinking a blood transfusion because
Look
there's
at
a
you.
ton of blood in this. So it is literally just rum, a white rum, cherry liqueur, and then a little lime juice. It wasn't red enough for me, so I added a little grenadine to make it a little redder. So it's like the Dirty Shirley's cousin. It tastes very similar. So
yeah.
Sounds tasty.
It does sound
very
tasty.
Good.
Okay, so I am drinking a Nurse, and this is vermouth and soda water. So it's not my favorite thing on the planet, but it doesn't taste like crap. And then I'm also going to be having Jello shots, which
I'm so jealous.
And I put them in syringes because of, a nurse. And there is I did put some La Creme de Noya and some vodka in here.
You should have made them blue so it would have looked like that stuff she
that's a good
in the
well
guy.
I made these, if I'm being honest, I made these before I watched the movie and I forgot. Real quick, also another question, had you seen this movie before tonight? Chad, you picked it, so you obviously had
I definitely have seen it a number of times. Yeah
I saw it when it came out in 2000, like what was it, 14 or whatever.
Yeah, I think 14.
Yeah, when it was able to download, I saw the trailer and I was like, well, I want to watch that. That looks like fun and everything. So, Vetta, had you seen this movie before?
I had not. And would
Hmm.
you like me to tell you
I
a
would
fun little
I would
story?
love to hear this fun little story because
Me too.
I know what the
So,
story is.
so Matt had sent me a thing saying we're gonna watch the movie we're gonna watch is The Nurse, and then I sent him back saying the 2014 one, and he said yes. So I was like, oh, it's on Tubi. I'm like, and it was free. I'm like maybe 15, 20 minutes into this, and he said, do you want me to drop box it to you? Because I bought it. And I said, no, it's free on Tubi. It's fine. I'm like 20 minutes into this, and I'm like, there's no way this is the movie. What the fuck is this? So I text him. I'm like, could you send me something to confirm this movie? And so he sends me the link like on IMDb, and I'm like, yeah, that's not the movie
This
I
is not what I'm
watched.
watching.
No, I was watching The Nurse.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
like
is.
it was like
with John
oh,
Hurt in it. It's
Yeah.
John, yeah, I like
That's a wildly different tale than this.
completely different. It was like a Lifetime movie, and it watched like one, and when I was like, "There's
You
no
asshole.
way he paid money for this. There's no way." I've never in my life been so
that's
happy to be wrong because that movie was really
right on. All right, so before we go, I'm gonna do my first shot and everything, and then
Do
I'll
it.
That was really, really good. It tastes like candy. Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, let's get
We're
into
gonna
this movie
clip that
because
right there and make that a short. Just you shooting that in your mouth and going,
yeah,
"Mm,
we're gonna
yummy."
put
Yes.
Like
we'll put a
candy.
dick over the top of it.
Right.
Okay, I just want to say real quick, the thing that I love about this movie is it's like it's bordering on camp, and I love that about this movie so much. Like the whole time, just the way that Abigail, I'm calling to call her Nurse Jackie, by the way, the whole time. But
Okay.
the way she talked the whole time, I'm like, this was a choice and that she
Yes.
made, and I am so happy that she made this
Me
choice
too. I want her in
because
every movie ever.
yeah, exactly. When I wrote down, I love, love, love that she narrates this entire fucking movie because I was like, I want all movies like this now with this kind of narration because it was
Yes.
just
With the
so,
delusional narration
it was
too.
Yes.
That's
so
what
good.
makes it
I was
amazing.
I'll say it now, but I just want to say when after she kills what was Larry.
Larry,
Yeah.
yeah.
After she kills him, which I want to talk about that later, but after she kills him and she calls the restaurant to order dinner and everything, the guy's like going on. She goes, shiitake mushrooms. Wow. I'm like,
Wow.
bitch, you can pick that up at the local bodega. You do not need to get excited over shiitake mushrooms. But I laughed so hard because I was like, that's good. I'm like, I really do like this movie. This was a great choice. I'm excited.
Yes.
Okay, so can we just start real quick on that first scene because I have some questions about some stuff about this entire movie and it all starts with that first scene. So she's going out and I love how she's all like, I look like a slut. And I was just like, but you don't have to. You don't have to look like a slut. You don't have to do that. But I
Don't slut shame yourself. You do you.
Well,
Yeah,
it
and
looked like she had a bra on and no
And no
panties.
panties.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a theme for her. She
Yes, it is.
lives in her life like Donald Duck. Like, I'm not even joking. Just
Well, yeah, and her dress in that club at that first scene was fucking god awful. I was like, who made where did you get this from? Project Runway? Get the fuck out of here with this nonsense. I'm all like, I am not interested in this dress. But I love how she's all like, they're predators. And I'm all like, you're a predator. What's going on here? I was like, listen, Nurse Jackie, don't get me wrong. I like you. You're fun. Your fun is all get out, but you're the predator, honey. Okay, so my main question of this whole entire movie is okay, these men cheat, and I don't think that cheating is right. So I just want to say that real quick. But
Sure.
does cheating equal death? I was like, you're going
No.
hardcore, honey. Like right off the bat, you're like, you wanted your dick sucked, die, motherfucker. It's
Okay,
like-
right.
I'm like, you don't know what's going on in these people's. Maybe they are in an open relationship, and his wife knows that he's out getting pussy. I mean, you don't know what's going on. Although that first guy, he did say,
He did
wife-
hide his ring, too.
Yeah, he did say my wife has no fucking idea. That stupid bitch. He didn't say the stupid bitch part, but I was like, okay, and everything.
We knew
Yeah,
he
because
meant that
she's too
though.
busy raising fucking children and making dinner and getting his dry cleaning.
Right.
To
And I
work.
did,
Big
and I
facts.
did. Last thing I'll say about the club thing, and then I want to hear your guys' thoughts was I love how she cuts his leg and she's all like, "You're gonna bleed out in 90 seconds." And then, but then she gets so impatient. She's like, "No, I want you to die now. Get off the fucking roof." And everything. I'm just like, I'm like, what, honey? Like, come on. Like, you should have just pushed him at the get-go. You didn't have to cut him and everything. And he didn't even get a choice. She's like, make a decision. Never mind, I made it for you and everything. So
Well,
I
she
thought
does
that.
tell him that. She says, I'm getting impatient. She's,
Oh, did she say? I must have missed
yeah.
it. I must have missed it. Okay. So, was there any part about this opening sequence that you guys just like stuck out to you or anything like that you want to talk
I
about?
was disappointed that this was the only time we saw her go out and do this because the
Yeah.
description says that that the Danny chick suspects her. I don't think the Danny chick suspects her of killing married men who cheat. She
Yeah.
just suspects her of being a murderer. But I think it would have been nice, like, if she would have when they go out, her and Danny after drinks and they have their little threesome or whatever. Well, what if they would have picked up a married guy and then Abigail murders him and makes Danny an accomplice just because she was
That
there
would have been a
with
good
him,
idea.
That would have been really
you know?
good.
That would have been super fun. Like she
I just am
records
like,
it.
why didn't we
That
see
would have been.
more?
That's a good Vetta. That's a good idea.
That is
now
very
that you
good.
say that, I'm bummed that didn't happen. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely.
Yeah, no, I do. Oh, sorry, Chad. What did you want to say about this opening sequence?
The opening sequence of this it sets the tone for this entire
You're right.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so I feel like camp is kind of like not aware that it's camp. This movie, I think, is very aware that it is a B movie playing like in this like B level area.
Mhm.
And so, but I'm still gonna call it campy because it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I love how it sets the tone for everything. I love that it kind of because you get that like title card that tells you that like serial killers like in the health industry, doctors, all that kind of stuff, like is a big thing. And like she's like precisely like slicing people in ways that she knows is gonna like fuck them up really fast and all that kind of shit. So, and that like with her delivery of everything, and like I think she's very sexy for real, even though
Yeah, I agree.
she has this like sort of like
Yeah.
baby talk thing, and like she like it came up today when I watched it. She sachets everywhere. She
Yeah,
does
yeah.
not walk like a normal person ever.
I did
Oh,
write
no,
down.
she
Why are you walking
runway
like that?
walks everywhere.
And
Like
she-
she is like, and can we discuss these nurses' outfits?
Dude, I have a whole section about the hospital.
Me
I just
too.
want to say that, and that's a part of it. I want to talk
Okay,
about
we
that.
can wait till you get
I
there.
just want to say
We're
one more
just-
thing about the opening credits, if that's okay.
Yeah.
When the guy, okay, so she's like, I'm a nurse and I love my job. And she is killing that guy. She has put so many needles in that man that she's humping. And I'm all like, is he still hard? Because you're like, oh, and you're like still writing him. And I'm like, I don't think he's hard anymore because he's dead.
Yeah.
I'm all
She's
like,
giving Rebecca Carlson a run for her fucking
For-
money. Okay?
But at the same time, I was like, that's interesting. I wonder, like, I kind of wanted to see that dead. Like, did she just stick him with one that paralyzed him like the other guy, or did she just like all of a sudden she's like and a bunch of needles? She's like, let's see how many you can take.
Do, Freddy Krueger when he's got the heroin
Yeah,
needles,
see, all
where
this
she
stuff,
just have
I'm
a
like,
handful of needles and just
Yeah, see,
like that's I would have loved to have seen that kill as well.
Okay,
There needs to be like a 2.5 hour version of
for
this
sure.
movie.
Yeah, I'd watch an extended version
Yeah,
of this.
deadass.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the hospital because I have a whole section dedicated to this hospital.
And
First
can we
off,
talk about the cast too, though? The fact that Kathleen Turner
Yes,
is the
head
head
nurse.
nurse.
one scene.
Yeah, one scene. You've got
And she's
Jed
credited as
Nelson
head
a
nurse, and that's it.
doctor.
Yeah, I wish she would have been in this movie more. Like I loved her in the one scene because she was just like, she's like, get over here and let's make it official. I'm all like, yeah, and then she never shows up again. I was like,
Right.
oh, but I thought she ran this hospital. That's what you
Okay,
said. Okay, so I wrote down. Okay, first off, the name of the hospital is called All Saints Hospital, and I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Nurse Jackie. But the name of the hospital in that one is called All Saints Hospital, and it shuts down in the end. Sorry, spoiler alert. But a lot of the things that happen in this movie happen on that show. For instance, when she goes out to sign out medication, first I'm all like, they don't do like that anymore. They don't do it like that. They have what's called it's called a Pyxis. Exactly. I had to ask my wife what it was called because she works at a hospital. But they don't do it like that's old school. And I'm all like, you're just signing out drugs. Like I could just go up there and be like, listen, I need 50 pills of Adderall. Give it to me now. I'll sign it out. I'll just sign it out and everything.
Okay.
I
The
was like,
Halloween sexy nurse just rolls to the back
You're
really
right,
quick to grab whatever medication is needed.
Okay, let's talk about these nurses' outfits. Okay, first off, well, Vetta, you go ahead because you brought it up. I'll talk about
Okay, well, first of all, fine. So this hospital picks the Halloween nurse's outfit as their
They're all dressed like whores.
go-to. Yeah.
Definitely.
But even the shoes, like
I wrote that. God, they're wearing pumps.
they're wearing
shoes.
platforms. They're wearing platform pumps.
wedge pumps. Yeah, I'm like, has anyone ever been in a hospital? Because they're wearing like tennis shoes and Crocs because they put miles on. And every single one of these nurses, except for the male nurse. The male nurse is wearing a normal nurse outfit.
Well, of course.
I'm like, fucking bitch. He should be in those heels just like everybody else.
Yeah, I wrote down, well, no wonder everybody's wanting to fuck the nurses. They're dressed like whores, like in their come fuck me shoes.
Because you see them in the locker room when they're getting undressed. They've all got the thigh highs on with the garter.
Yeah.
I'm like, do they have a strip club for the VIPs somewhere that we're missing? Because I'd like to see that added in.
Is this a uniform requirement?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like the Hooters of hospitals.
Right. You're like, you call an ambulance, like, take me to All Saints.
Yeah, no, I'm going to All Saints.
That is the way if you're a private hospital to get the funds up and get people to want you to be there.
Exactly.
They've got good wings too, apparently.
Yeah, and booby tassels. Right. So I love that this hospital, like every time they went down a staircase or turned a hallway, I was like, this hospital is actually kind of like architecturally wise, I'm digging it. Like when she lures the doctor and they go down that spirally staircase, I was like, and my wife even
Did you notice she takes her shoes off? I'm like, she died going down the stairs in those shoes.
She rolls an ankle halfway down. Put a bump in your plan there, bitch. My wife commented about those staircases. She's like, if they had those in the hospital, I'd want to go down them a lot more often. I was like, yeah, they don't make hospitals like that anymore.
Definitely not.
So this hospital, in my opinion, is just very, loose with their stuff and everything. I was just like, I don't think this hospital is long for, being open.
They wouldn't be open long at all.
Yeah. So, and I love when, what's her face? What is her name? Becky? Well, who's the other main character?
Danny.
Okay. I love when she freaks out because she's never seen a bloody body before. And the doctor yells at her like right off the bat. He doesn't give her a chance to even like.
And that doctor is Judd Nelson, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah. I was like, where's Molly Ringwald? And then
which would have been amazing.
That would have been so good. She should have been the head nurse. That would have been so good.
I would have been mad.
Okay. So I love how after that whole situation, she's in the shower and she's showering with her underwear on. Do you shower with your underwear on? Because I don't shower.
But she does it the whole time. Because later,
which I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I'm like, is there a rule that you can't go in the shower without your underwear on? Because later, Abigail puts a towel on and she's going to shower and she still has her underwear on. And I'm like, is this some weird hospital rule that
must be? Know? But that's so weird. I'd be like, I'm not wearing my underwear. I'm not getting my underwear wet right now.
Yeah,
that's
no
weird.
kidding.
That's so weird. Anyways, okay. And then I did write. Okay, so I love how after she becomes a nurse, right? And she's all like, "This is Steve, her boyfriend. He's a shithole that couldn't make it as a nurse, so he has to drive an ambulance.
Right, trash.
If you can't do it, teach and everything or some shit like that. I can't remember. Yeah. I was like, man, she is shitting on Steve like hardcore. She's like, Steve is so stupid. He can't even be a doctor. I'm like, well, what am I then? I don't even think I could be an EMT or whatever the fuck he is. So,
right.
So my favorite is this is Danny's first day of work, and she's screwing her boyfriend in what looks like a lab.
Right.
And can we talk
All
about
Saints Hospital, man? Everything goes.
Dude,
everything goes there.
Right. Goes at All Saints.
All Saints is like it's either you're fucking or like taking care of people.
Right.
Okay.
And then Regina comes in.
God.
She is my favorite. I needed much more of her.
I wrote down a whole section for Regina if we want to talk about her real quick. Okay, Vetta, what do you want to say about Regina? And then Chad, you can go.
I think she's amazing because of the fact that she talks about her husband. She's like, I don't get no flowers and I give him good sex all the time. But
She's
then
like,
she
I have a
says
nice rack too.
right?
Yeah, Regina looks like a good time. Yeah.
And then she says stuff like, yeah, if you like keep letting him wander around the hallways, I'm going to show he's what he's missing. You know, and
It's like,
I'm just like,
Regina, calm down. Abigail will kill you for cheating.
yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, don't do it. You and Steve will both be dead because you're in relationships.
I will have to
gonna
admit. Go ahead. I will have to admit,
gosh.
I'm glad she didn't kill Regina, though. She
Yeah,
just punched
same.
her out. Yeah,
She just punched her. That's okay.
yeah.
She just is gonna have a black eye like me
for
now.
sure.
Twinsies.
What about you, Chad? What did you think of Regina?
I think she's hilarious. Oh my God.
So
Every
good.
moment she's on screen is just absolutely a delight in every single way. She truly just, I love Niecy Nash and kind of
Yeah.
anything that I ever see her in. But I think she was just perfect casting for this role.
Mhm.
And like just her like picking up the phone and be like, yeah, I don't have anything else to do. Let me connect you over here and shit.
Right.
It's just, yeah, it was just perfection and so funny. And
I would always
So
be like,
funny.
can I be on her shift?
Right,
I
yeah,
know
exactly.
she owns
Me
that.
too.
I want to work with her.
Right. I did write down that Regina is a real bitch. I appreciated that about her because I wrote down also me and Regina would be friends. I feel
yeah,
like
oh, me too.
because she was
Definitely.
like shitting on the hospital. I'm like, Regina, me and you, girl, we would just sit.
When the ladies, when
I
Rachel's
wrote-
walking around with the smiley face.
I wrote down.
Yeah.
I wrote down Regina, girl. I am not a smiley face person either. And Rachel. I want to talk about her later, but Rachel would drive me fucking mental. I'd be like,
Oh.
Rachel, I'm gonna have to get fired because you're annoying the shit out of me. I don't know. I do not like you at all. Not one fucking bit.
Indeed.
So, but
But
Regina,
Niecy Nash also got the assignment here. She
Yeah,
knew
she
what movie
did.
she was in. She knew exactly what was happening here, and she knew how to play this. And
yeah, she's
It
like,
was
okay,
great.
I'll do this, girl. I know how to play
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
She was like, someday this is going to be one of those cult following movies, and I need to be the standout star. And she
Right.
and
did
she
it
is.
so good.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so moving back to Abigail shitting on Steve and everything. So I just want to say, first off, Steve had bought Danny flowers, which I thought was nice. I was like, that's nice. But Abigail was right. Those were shitty fucking flowers. I was like, what are those big? I was like, what are those like carnations? Get the fuck out of $10 flowers. I'm like, Steve, like if you want to get some play and have her move in, you gotta buy some better flowers, my dude. Okay.
He had
He
that
is just an
vase
EMT.
at home, and he stopped at the local bodega and got the we're about to throw out clearance flowers.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, you did and everything. And I love how Abigail's like, I'm so sorry, I broke your vase. And I was like, oh, that vase was shit anyways. Don't be sorry about that. And then I
It's
love how
fine.
they just push it under the bench and they're like, fuck it. It's fine. These other bitches can hurt themselves. It's okay. Okay, so
that impression, dog. Oh my God.
yeah, oh, I love her. I was like, it's not quite Marilyn Monroe, but whatever it is, I'm loving every minute of it. I can't tell. Like every time she spoke, I was just like, this, like she's like, he doesn't understand you. I get you. I'm like, I totally believe you right now. I totally believe you. So okay. I want to talk about Jared real quick because Jared was funny to me, and this is why. First off, I wrote down, is this Temu Beavis? Because he looks like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead, but like, the AliExpress version of it.
Yeah.
But I want to be honest, I thought Jared was nice. He's all like trying to
Yes,
protect
of
this
course.
woman next door because he's trying to fuck her and everything, which I get it, but I just want to be all like, Jared, you gotta know, buddy. You gotta know she's not interested, like in your short
So
ass.
Jared was in the movie Accepted that we did a while
We
back.
did do that, yes.
And
But
his character in that movie is great. He does a great job with this. In this, I just want you guys to know, do you realize that Abigail has created a future serial killer out of Jared because he killed somebody and she
Mhm.
had him get rid of the body,
Yeah.
and he works delivering cadavers to like places that use cadavers.
and
So
this,
I'm like, oh my God, she is just unlocked. This is like
She's
his
grooming him.
backstory. Yeah, on how
need a
he
sequel.
becomes yes, I would
We need a
I
sequel.
would die for that.
I
And
would
he-
watch it.
He is like the embodiment of every like online simp that you see in a lot of ways. He's just there hanging on every word she has to say. It doesn't matter how many red flags there are and shit. He just is He wants that
And
like
he
notice from
does
her.
do a little bit of the online because he's got carpal tunnel, and I don't think he's
Right.
getting that from transporting
Right.
dead bodies.
Okay.
Right on, right on. True that, true that. And so, yeah, I did love how Jared the whole time was just all like, I'll protect you. I know these streets. And I'm all like, what? Get out of here, Jared. You're ridiculous.
Okay.
Man, but
Okay.
he can
So
swing a baseball bat.
he can swing a baseball bat, which, by the way, remember to
Yeah.
put a sock on your baseball bat. I just want to say that right now. I learned that a while ago. You put a sock on it, and that way, when you go to swing, if somebody grabs it, they pull the sock off so you can extra swing. Yeah, just so you know.
Oh.
Yeah, just a little tip for all you out there.
I don't
Oh,
even
you
think
come
I
to this
own a baseball
podcast for
bat,
these
so.
kind of tips, guys.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. So, okay, I love how Abigail goes because she's all like, I want to make Danny my best friend. And she goes to Larry, who is a psychiatrist, and
Danny's stepdad.
Stanley's stepdad. Yeah. So I like how I have to burp soon. I like how she goes to talk to him and he's like, I don't think you're telling me everything. And then she's just like, I like to fuck. She doesn't say that, but she might as well have. And everything. She's like, I have an addiction to sex. And he's like, well, there's plenty of other programs and I'd like to help you. And I'm like, yeah, you would, you little loser. Everything. So, and she knew what she was doing. She bent over to grab her purse. I'm like, what a whore. Okay.
Every woman knows what they're doing when they bend over like
yeah,
that.
but I have a feeling that she could have just like, gave him a thumbs up and he'd be like, I'm horny. And
Yeah.
so
He just
all right.
comes really quick.
Yeah,
Right.
he's just like, yeah, you're
Well,
getting this
apparently
stick.
so does she. She stabs a guy with a needle and rolls the car out into the highway.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
And
It's one of the
woo.
best like sequences in this movie, in
Yes.
my
I
opinion.
agree, yeah.
It's
Mhm.
when she meets him in that car. He's pulling out of the parking garage. She's sitting there in that white outfit that you can
Mhm.
totally fucking see through, fly cap and everything.
And again, she's not wearing panties.
Yep. And it
Yeah.
leads to
She has
the
a real aversion to panties.
Yeah, oh, of course. And it
Don't we
leads-
all? I hate underwear. Mhm.
I am currently wearing no underwear. I have
Yeah,
sweats
same.
on, and that's
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, I don't like wearing underwear, so I totally get it. So, anyways, so you were saying, Chad.
But that leads to the very best line in this entire movie. It's
Mhm.
when they're in the car together, and she's like reached out to him because she's in crisis, and she goes, "My addiction, it's happening again." And I was like, I cry laughed. It's so good. It's so hilarious. And she's so manipulative, and she knows exactly what she's wielding.
Yeah,
Look at her body. Look at all of this. Like,
with the red lipstick and everything, and
Oh.
she's like, yeah, no, I love how he lets her tie him up. I would never
no.
I don't let my wife tie me up, let alone a stranger practically tie me up. I'd be like, no, thank you. I'm just gonna keep you, hands free and everything. So
You're like, I've been to a strip club. I know what it means, no hands. I'm good.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Don't
And don't
touch.
lick them.
Yeah.
They don't like it when you lick them. They get mad. You get
You
kicked
heard it here
out.
first, guys.
Yeah. If you stick out your tongue and they just brush up against you, they don't like it. They
I
don't like it at
also
all.
know, and this is not for me, obviously, because I don't have a penis, but
Sure,
you
Vetta.
cannot come through your pants on the strippers when they're giving you a lap dance either.
You can. It's called a silver dollar. But when they're brushing up on you, with their knees, sometimes you can't help it and everything.
Well, you get thrown out if they know
And
you.
I've never gotten thrown out for that before, but whatever.
I've heard a story of a friend of friends who's
That's cool. Hey, that's
friend
cool.
of a
Listen. Okay. So I love how she shoots him with that stuff, the verdictus or whatever it was called. I don't remember the stuff that Danny signed out of the lab or
Yep.
whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was
The
like,
paralytic drug.
Yeah, and I love how I was like, Abigail, these motherfuckers are not giving you enough credit because you're pretty smart for a little crazy girl and everything. I was like, you're playing 4D chess and these motherfuckers are playing checkers. They're all like,
Yep.
they're like, she's a murderer. Well, it looks like you're the murderer, you dumbass, and everything.
Yes.
So she I love how she rolls him out into traffic and everything. He gets hit so hard by that.
Oh
that
my
dump truck.
God.
Like I was like, how did she know that somebody was
Yeah.
coming? And he goes right through. And I love how the guy's like, call 911, and she immediately, and I mentioned this before, does not call 911. She's like, I just came. I'm starving. Okay, so it's din time. And she's like, what are your specials and everything?
Maestros.
Maestros, yeah. I don't remember the all the specials and everything. I just only shiitake mushrooms, wow, and everything.
Yeah, wow.
As she sachets away and everything, and I'm not gonna lie, Abigail, I really like you as a serial killer. You're pretty fun.
Mhm.
And then I like how when she goes home, she's like, I had a great meal at Maestro's. Like, what more could a girl want and everything? And she opens up her fridge and there's Danny. I'm like, Danny, you got over there real fucking quick and everything. And I have to ask
Yeah.
the question, and so did Abigail, which I have to be honest, I was on Abigail's side at this point. Danny was depressed about her stepfather dying. And I'm
Mhm.
like, but bitch, you didn't like him.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the point? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if somebody died, I'd feel bad. But if it was somebody I didn't like, I'd be like, I feel bad for your family, not for you, because you're my enemy, and I wish all
Right.
bad things on my enemies. I hate that saying when people say, I'd never wish this on my worst enemy. Bitch, that's your enemy. I wish all bad things on my enemies. I wish all
Same.
the bad things. So yeah, I was like, Danny, why are you here right now crying over this bullshit?
Or it's like when you see someone's died and then they have people and they're talking about, they're like, oh, they were such a great
Oh,
person.
I
And you're
know,
like,
right?
fucker, you used to talk shit about them all the time. Stop. That's what Danny's doing in this. Talk shit. And now all of a sudden he's dead. And now you can't say anything bad about the dead. I'm like, isn't
Right.
this when you should say something bad about them? Because they're fucking dead. They're not going to get
Right.
up in your face and be pissed off. So say all you want. They
That
don't
is so true. That is so true. Okay. So, can we? I'm sorry. I'm gonna backpedal a little bit because I wrote it in my notes and everything, and I
Okay, do
forgot to
it.
bring it up.
go for
Okay,
it.
so when she takes Danny out for their night of
Oh my
partying, okay,
God.
For
now I just want
drinks.
to
They were just supposed to go out for drinks.
for drinks, which I'm like, what were you guys drinking? Jose Cuervo and everything, which I don't get me wrong, I would have drank anything. So first off, the guy that she gets to, I'm sexually assault her, is not as hot as I would have thought that she would have gotten. Because like, did you
Yeah.
see his ass? His ass was not modeled. Like, I
It
was just,
was
I was
not
like, Abigail, you could have chose better, honey. Like, what is going on here and everything? Because I was like, oh, whatever. But
Yeah, but she kind of has standards. He can't be someone who would cheat. And, he's got to be easy and willing.
well, and this also goes back to I kind of feel like your thing about her finding a married man and then bringing him back and murdering him
Mhm.
while Danny's there. I thought that's a great idea, but the whole time and there was no video. I was like, well, I kind of wish there was a video that she sends her next because
They had
she is
smartphones,
that
so
is
Yeah.
true. And she is sending her videos like every five or pictures every 5 seconds of like she's
one of my
emailing her.
biggest laughs in this movie is the constant like ding in the background of like, emails are coming in and here come all these photos and shit. Like
And it is so many photos. Like she's hitting that exit button like so fucking hard every 5 minutes.
I just want to say Rachel from HR would have been up in a minute because
Mm.
her opening that email in work. Because if there's any place that watches their employees' emails and their passwords and all
the
that shit, it
hospital.
is the hospital
Yeah.
in medical communities because of HIPAA and all those other fucking rules. She would have been fired from that. But who opens up personal emails at work when a photo's attached? I
Mhm.
wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know what kind
No.
of sick things your friends are sending you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and I just I did write down on a side note. I was like I would have never have guessed what was coming at me next in this movie because it probably would have been Dick. So okay. So since Vetta, you just brought it up, I want to talk about Rachel because I hate Rachel with
I
every
hate her
fiber
too.
of my being. Like,
I hate Rachel, but I love her in this movie.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
when she's coming down the hallway and she puts the happy face on the guy's pee bag, and Regina's like, "What the fuck's he happy about? He's peeing in a bag."
Right.
What's he have to be happy about for real?
Yeah, well,
though?
I'm just like, what kind of grown ass adult just carries around stickers? Like, I was like, this is ridiculous. Rachel,
A
I was like,
kindergarten teacher.
exactly. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. She's at a hospital. I'm all like, and she's all like, "How are you today?" And it's like, "I have cancer, bitch," and everything. And I'm just I'm just like, Rachel, why don't you leave people alone? You're HR. HR people do not care this much as
I was
much as
just
you
gonna
do.
say, are there HR people? Is she overly happy because she works in HR and she deals with depressing shit? Because I don't know about you, and I don't have a ton of work experience because I'm a stay-at-home mom and I am HR. So,
Okay.
Um,
I love
yeah.
that for you.
are they really? I always envisioned that they were people that no one liked, because if HR came to
Yeah,
talk
nobody
to
likes
you,
them.
you're in trouble. You're like the ogre of the place. So maybe that's
Mhm.
like her overcompensating, like, have a lollipop.
Sure. I turned
Yeah.
to Chris today while we watched this, and I was like, I think it's pretty safe to say that like HR is universally hated amongst pretty
Yes.
much everyone. And
Mhm.
like I thought Rachel really embodied that kind of, because she's exactly like, you just kind of hate her. I mean, she's so peppy and like, and I don't mind peppy people, but she's
Right.
just embodying like everything that you think
There's
about HR
peppy
being
and then
fake
there's
and shitty,
bubbly.
and
And she's
yeah.
bubbly. And bubbly is just like, can I slap the happy out of you?
Yeah,
Because
I did
you
not
make
like
too
her.
much serotonin. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, bitch. I've watched like 3 people die today. I've sewn up 3 gunshot wounds. And yeah, this ain't like
And
exactly like,
later in the movie at the end, when we see the smiley face stickers again, I'm gonna have to tell you about my fun thought for the sequel. So
Okay,
oh,
yeah, I want to hear
yes,
it. I want to hear it because I have thoughts too.
me too.
Okay. So I love how Rachel all of a sudden becomes like a detective after she gets drugged by Nurse Jackie because she's all like,
she's adamant she's her next door neighbor from
Yeah.
childhood.
yeah, which I'm all like, first off, I don't like, if I had a neighbor from childhood, I remember them as children. I could
Sure.
not recognize them as a fucking adult. I'll tell you
No,
that right now. Like,
Oh
never.
like
no.
I
At the
could
end
not
of our
recognize Marcus as an adult. Like he
oh
might have gained a
no.
bunch of weight. I don't know what's going on.
Or what was there was like 2 houses away from us, there was like a family with 3 boys. I don't even remember their names. I I
Um,
can vision them in their front lawn. Wesley was the oldest name.
yeah, I don't remember their names
I
either.
wouldn't recognize them today
Yeah, I
to
wouldn't
save
reckon.
my
Yeah,
life.
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I'm all like, this bitch is like, you're a spitting image of that little girl I live next door. I'm all like, bitch, get the fuck out of here with your smiley face.
Exactly.
I hate you
She
so
got
hard.
sent away to that
Yeah,
Sunnyvale
yeah, she's
mental
a
hospital.
psycho and
Why
everything.
are all insane asylums Sunny something, like Sunny View, Sunny Vale,
They're
Sunny
trying
Side?
trying to
Like
put a positive spin on
Oh, yes.
that's why she's got the smiley faces, because she
Right.
was at a sunny place.
Yeah, crazy is awesome. So
Right.
okay, so and then I love how because this is the thing I want to know about Rachel because she's excuse me, she's looking up excuse me, Sarah Perkins. And then Sarah Perkins, like, she's like, gotcha, bitch. And and she spills her coffee, which I was like, that's should be against the law anyways. But then what happens to Rachel? Like, we'd have no fucking clue. Like, I'm like, did she just stick her in her grinder somewhere and was like, all right, Rachel's gone, everything. Happy face now and everything. I was like, I kind of would like to have seen what she did to Rachel. But we'll
We'll
never
find
know.
out in the sequel.
We will find out. We better. Now
We
that we
have
say,
to find
now that
out
we've
in
been
the
talking, I
sequel.
really do want a sequel to this
Oh, I
movie. It
need
was,
it. Yeah.
yeah, it was like, okay. So, if you guys wouldn't mind, I do. Hold on, one more thing I want to say right now is I wrote it down in my margins. Okay, I love that Nurse Jackie. First off, her narration. I love when I wrote down Nurse Jackie Abigail eats ass. Like she just, I was like, we have the same appetites, I
I was
guess. Me
like,
and you,
oh
me and Nurse
my God,
Jackie.
thanks for
Look at that.
sharing.
Yeah,
Good to know.
I was like, Abigail, I don't think I could like you anymore. And then she just reveals this shit. I was like, I take it back. I think me and you would be besties. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
you'd
because
try,
she has
you would,
no boundaries. So
she would
she
try
would
to
spill
seduce
all
me
the
and then
tea.
she would murder me because I'd probably give in. She just starts jerking me off above my clothing. And I'm like, yeah, Abigail, how am I supposed to stop this shit? Murder you? Like, what's going on here? Okay. So can we talk about the final fight?
Oh, the
That's
bloodbath.
cool. Yeah, the bloodbath.
It's
Because
Literally a bloodbath.
it was a
Yeah.
bloodbath. Okay.
There's
Because
so much blood. I
right.
love it.
I wrote down this is so good. So good. This final fight. There is so much broken glass in this final fight. I was like, this
Oh,
is
we didn't talk about Dr. Morris's
Oh,
death.
yeah, let's talk about him real quick because the final fight, I want to spend some time on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dr. Morrison, I love how he's just rubbing his dick on everybody.
Everybody. Slapping their
And he
asses.
has those weird frosted windows in his office, and he's just fucking the shit out of everybody.
Which Rachel saw, and I'm all like, Rachel, this is the time to step in, honey. This is the time to maybe
Where
stop.
HR shines.
Exactly. You should have been like, hey, I have smiley face stickers, and doctor, we need to have a chat. Honey, you need to leave, okay? Because although that
You
was
have
pretty
not
hot.
signed a consenting form in my
yeah,
office.
we've got some issues, okay? But yeah, he is first off, I love how he's just like Nurse Jackie's like he gets off on the fact that he gets to torment the newbies and everything, and I'm all like yelling at him. I hate yelling at people. It fucking sucks, but I guess whatever
I go
floats
if
your
you have
boat.
a god complex and you're power hungry, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
It
I
seems
love
like in line with doctor, like the way you
yeah,
all view
yeah.
doctors and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how Abigail was all like, he's like I heard some stuff about you today, and she's all like, oh, what can I do to make it all go away and everything, and she's like, follow me to your death, and he does, which I'm all like, doctor, like you deserve to die because you're just being stupid at this point.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, like, listen, don't get me wrong, when I was single, I like to get laid, but I wouldn't be following somebody into like some random part of a
But
building.
another nurse has just told you she suspects her of being a murderer.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
exactly.
shit.
Exactly. Yeah. And okay, so I just also want to say, I know that we see her chop his arm off,
Yes.
but we did not see his dead body. I
did
want to
not.
say
And
that
can I
also.
just say his arm does the Monty Python blood spray?
It
when
does.
he cuts
Yes.
his arm?
Well, I love also, we didn't mention that this is in 3D. I
Yes.
love that all this stuff, like, because I told my wife it was in 3D and she's like, how are we going to watch this movie? And I'm like, get out of here. We're not going to have glasses or anything. We're just going to watch it. But I wish that I could have, like,
Me
but I
too.
had some kind of glasses to watch the shit flying at me because I was like, this looks like this movie's already fun, but I feel like that 3D just adds a little something extra, and I would like to experience that.
Well,
that
especially
little-
toward the end, they were doing the most with it. They were like,
my God, yeah,
throwing
it was-
literally everything at the
everything.
screen.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, when she knocks off that canister and the thing flies at the screen, I was like,
Oh,
ooh,
yeah.
this is good. Daddy's liking this. Okay. So on to that final. Did you guys want to say anything about Dr. Boris or whatever his name was?
I just thought it was funny that he was sexually harassing and blackmailing everyone with sex, and no one was saying anything to the bubbly girl, because I am telling you, Rachel would have been here for it, but
Yeah. All right, one more
just-
shot real quick before we do.
boy.
Do it.
Oh, and he's got the hand up this time. That'll make a really great short.
Okay.
And he honestly, I think he deserved it. I loved seeing him get it, even though Abby is crazy as fuck. I was still on her side. I was on her side throughout the entire
The whole time. Yeah.
Whole time.
Yeah. I was like, Abby, you deserve your own sitcom. You're pretty great. Okay. So this final fight, right? Besides the fact that there's so much broken glass, I love that nobody is like, they're all like, Bree or Danny is attacking Abigail. And I'm all like, no, she's not. Abby's a psychopath. Okay. All right. I wrote down, I love how they first off, going back to All Saints. And I was going to mention this earlier, but I wanted to talk about it now. They are in surgery. There's a surgery going on in the hospital right now, and they bust in through swinging doors. I was all like, that's not how this hospital works. All Saints is a neglectful hospital because swinging doors, that's the only thing separating you from the outside public. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So they go in, and a security guard tackles Abigail while they land on the patient, and you hear the beep. I'm like, you just killed a person ipso facto and everything. I'm all like, what is going on here? And I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm loving this. I'm loving
this end situation. I loved every minute of it, because the only thing that could have made that better is you only see the guy's like arm in like the end before they go off to the next scene. It would have been better if it would have been like his guts or his heart or something.
Right? He's just fully open with that little thing in his chest.
Yes.
You're like, what was he doing? Getting his gallbladder out? What's going on here? And everything.
I just think there would have been good to see more.
Yeah, it would have been great if it took a turn and it totally turned in like Grey's Anatomy, all serious and everything with this surgery, and then it went back to this nonsense and everything, and they just bust in and everything. You're like, oh, that was interesting, and then it just got fun.
Yeah, or the way Abigail falls over. If when she would have got up, she would have had like blood handprints on her ass, or
yeah, that'd been great too. Yeah.
Guy.
I'm for anything happening. And then I love how she kicks Danny in the face with her pump, her platform. I was like,
Her
she
slutty
is,
nurse shoe.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
she is using this outfit to the best of her, to the full extent of it. I was like, this is great. I was like, this is what cinema it was made for, you guys. This shit like
Yes.
this. I was like, it's so good. Okay, so I love how she gets into this room, right, and she shoves her, her needle nose pliers, whatever, through that lock
The
and locks this
scalpel?
door. Yeah, the scalpel. And I love how she just kills all the patients. She's like, fuck this
She
noise,
don't
I'm
give a
killing.
fuck.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's
like,
bathing in the blood,
oh,
like
she is
Yeah.
coming at the
rubbing it
same
in.
time.
Oh my
When
gosh.
she is stabbing that woman, she's like,
Yeah.
and I'm all like, calm down, okay? Like, you're like, I'm like, you are. You're not following your own rules right now. This woman did not cheat. She just came in to get her appendix out, you little weirdo. And then I love how she pretends to be a patient, and they don't recognize her because she's got a bunch of blood on her, or maybe they
And she
did.
took
I
off
don't.
her nurse's outfit
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
everything.
this part I was a little bit confused on, but at the same time, I'm all like, how did you guys not recognize her as the psycho? Because she just pulls back the curtains and everything, and then she like stabs what's his face. And I was like, well,
Oh,
you
she
guys.
kisses Danny and then
Oh yeah,
stabs him with
yeah,
scissors
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
neck.
yeah. And I was like, you kind of deserve that, Steve. You little idiot. No wonder you couldn't make it as a doctor, you fucking moron. I was like, you can't even recognize a psycho when you see one.
Right.
So I liked that. And then I like how okay. And then I wrote this down and you explained to me. I like how she turns the corner and she's like, can somebody help me? And that doctor, who's obviously working on somebody, is like, can I get a gurney over here? And he gets her on the gurney, rolls her 10 feet, and then she gets up and walks away. I was like, what was the point of that, honey? Like, what was the
Rolls
point?
her 10 feet and then goes, oh shit, I had another patient.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go back and see what needs to happen to
sorry,
him.
you old bag. I had to go help the hot chick out.
That's
Like,
exactly
but
it.
I was all like, was the extra 10 feet of rolling down the hallway helpful to you, Abigail? What's going on here? I am so confused with that portion of the program. And if any of you have an answer to that, I would love to hear it as to why she did that.
I
Maybe
think there
she
is
just-
no answer here because nurse is nurse and it does its own thing.
It
And it doesn't really care if it like
Abigail
aligns with
doesn't
reality.
fire on all cylinders, so
Yeah, exactly.
Right on. So I did love that. So I don't, did you guys want to say, because we already, okay, so while this is going on, this whole movie, after Larry dies, there is a detective involved, and he is going after, Rogan, Detective Rogan.
yeah.
He's
He
kind of hot
is-
too, honestly.
He is, he's
kind of,
very hot. I was like, man.
definitely, right? I was like, I would talk to a cop like that.
Yeah, and but I do have to admit, he was real as shit also, except for when he slammed the chair down and he sat on it backwards. I was like, we don't do
No.
this in the real world, but that's
No.
fine. It's a movie. I'm getting it and I love this, okay? But I love that he was all like fucking the nurse. I was like, I get it. And then, but I do also like what she was all like, I thought I meant something to you. And he's like, we fucked, that's it. And I was like, yeah, preach it, brother. I was like,
But I watched enough Law and Order to know that because he fucked her, he can't arrest her. That makes for a case to get thrown right the fuck
he
out.
did.
That's a messy situation.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's a crazy bones. But I love how he like then he's all like, something's going on here after she leaves him and alone in her apartment. I was like, did he go through her stuff? Now I want to know. I'm interested in all this stuff. That's why we need an extended version. I feel like there's deleted scenes that we haven't seen yet. And I feel like he was all like, I'm just gonna go through her shit, and he finds like the Victorian or whatever the fuck that drug was called, and like he finds like the pictures
Or the
and
crazy
shit.
doll.
Yeah, the doll, which the doll was creepy. I was like, ew, that's gross.
And she was on that Skype call or whatever it was, like putting the needle up to what was her name? What was the
Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel.
Yeah,
To Rachel's neck and shit.
Yeah, I love that Skype call because she's like, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? I got the needle. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna sticker, not sticker, sticker, not sticker. And then she's like, end call and everything. That was good. That was good. I like that.
And then calls back and it's just the baby doll.
Yeah, the baby doll, which was also so good.
I mean, Abigail is a functioning psychotic person.
yes.
Totally. I love it.
Which at the same time, this whole time, even though Danny was all like, I think she murdered my stepdad, I have to be honest with you, I might have still been Abigail's friend. Because even though she was a psycho, she was still a good time. Like
Yeah, exactly.
they went clubbing, which I mean, when you're young, I went to the club every
Love the club.
weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, the roofies was a little much. I'd be like, can we not do that? I can have a good time without being, roofied and then sexually assaulted. But it was still a good time. Okay.
I can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What happened to your camera? You turned
Oh
sideways.
no.
Oh, there you are.
Oh,
There you are.
you're
You're
back.
here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We put something in your drink.
I've switched camera perspectives, but that's the art of this show. So there it is, guys.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about the final scene of this movie. So Abigail has taken over the persona of Rachel because what we learned from when her going to the crazy house was that Sarah had taken over
Oh,
Abigail. What better?
can we talk about the crazy house real quick?
Yeah,
They
real
had a
quick.
brand new sign, like a brand new
So
sign that
brand
said
new.
Sunny View, and then the place looked fucking condemned on the
That's-
outside, and then you go inside and it's like an architecture gem.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
was.
what is happening here?
It was through two different places for
Yeah,
sure, for
It
sure.
was
And
different places, like,
yeah. Okay, so she took over the persona of the nurse that took care of her in that crazy house. And then she takes
which was
over.
the article that Rachel had on her computer about that nurse disappearing, but her husband being dead.
Right on. Yeah, because she probably fucked the husband or tried to, or seduced
Or he
him.
tried to, and then
Yeah,
she had
and
to
she's
kill
like,
him.
yeah, time to die. Well, also, hold on. We need to rewind because I forgot to mention this. The reason all this is going down is because Sarah, Abigail, the nurse,
Yes.
she witnessed her father fucking his nurse, and she walked in on it with her mother. And then the father was apparently abusive because he attacked the mom, like threw her up against the wall, and she's like, "Never bring my daughter to my office and everything."
And
Then she killed his ass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
then-
then don't come into my office without knocking, or don't
Yeah.
just barge in or
Yeah.
something.
And then Sarah, she's all like, "Fuck you, dude, time to die," and everything. And she
Yeah.
slits his throat, which I was like, this little girl was hardcore from the beginning.
Oh,
So,
yes.
I mean, like, she was not fucking around, which I just
I
go,
feel like a normal child would have just screamed and maybe punched dad in the back. not
exactly.
grabbed a scalpel and
Or just
slit
started
his throat.
crying. Like, that's what most kids do. They're just like, like, they don't know
But
what
to have
do.
the foresight to slit his throat.
Yeah, she had practiced on animals for
Yeah.
sure. I feel like it. Like, we missed out on that movie also, or that scene. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, I feel a trilogy coming. There
For
needs
sure.
to be a prequel
Dude.
and there needs to be a sequel.
Dude, we can one of these. We'll
Oh.
brainstorm and write it. We'll write the script.
Could you
Yes.
imagine her time at the insane asylum?
Dude, I'm down with
Oh,
this.
that was
We have to have a
nice.
sequel to this where she's Rachel, and then we have to have a prequel
Prequel where she's
Prequel.
Sarah.
Sarah.
where
yes.
she's Sarah, and we have to have that, and the original actress doesn't have
This
to be
could
in
go
it.
on forever. Just every
Dude,
time
I'm
she takes on a
down.
new
Yeah,
me too.
persona, a movie as that persona. Oh,
I'm
love
down
it.
for all of this. I'm in for sure. Okay, so she takes on the persona of Rachel, and I love how she's imitating Rachel. She's like adding her Marilyn Monroe onto it, but she's Rachel. She's like, "Hi, I'm Rachel. Would you like a smiley face? I'm your new HR person. Yay!" And I'm like, I am in. Let's do this, dude. I'm ready
Yes.
for a sequel. So, Vetta, let's talk about the sequel that we want to see because
So-
I am so interested in this sequel.
I would love a sequel. And I would love a sequel where somehow she uses, like, do you remember back in like the 90s when there were those stickers that went around that had acid in them? And if you put them on, I feel like she would do something with the smiley face stickers.
That
Like
would be-
most
hey.
of them are normal. There's nothing wrong with them. But occasionally
Yeah.
someone pisses her off and she gives them a sticker
Yeah,
on
they-
the cheek or something, and they absorb something
Yeah.
in them. I think that would be great.
Vetta. Yes.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
great. Like,
so
it's
good.
like, hey, like somebody's all like, "Hey, you kind of look like a nurse I saw at All Saints one time." And she's like,
And she's like, oh, here,
"Not-
have a smiley face,
yeah,
bitch.
not possible, but thanks for asking. Smiley face for you." Yeah, you
Here's your
should.
allotted, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
But then you see her using the whole, because like when she takes on Rachel, because at least for me, Rachel looks like fresh out of college. This is her first HR job, or
That's
maybe
true.
she switched careers and was a kindergarten teacher.
Mm-hmm.
When Abigail takes on Rachel, she's got that dirty porn star librarian look to her. So
Mhm.
I feel like she's still going out to the clubs and
Definitely.
killing men. And I'm like, I would love that. Only this time, I feel like she would use the stickers and some kind of drug to cover her ass at work so people didn't get suspicious.
This is an
I ha-
excellent idea.
I have one question really quick before
Mm-hmm.
we continue with this. Abby's hair in this movie, is that a
Yeah.
wig,
Dude,
or is it just exceptionally thick and insane hair?
I thought the same thing because if you remember, if this actress was in Boardwalk Empire, and I don't remember her hair being this thick. Like I
It's
remember
so thick.
I remember if I remember I
She was
remember it
also in
being
A Walk to Remember.
yeah, I don't remember
When
that.
she was a teenager, she was the bully. And it's really
I'm gonna
not
look
that
that up.
thick.
That feels right. Yeah.
It's not that thick. So I almost feel like maybe they added like extensions
Okay.
to it. I do think it might be her own hair, just the way it's poofed up.
It's
makes
just
it
so
look like
heavy
there's
looking.
So
like,
much, yeah. Like they added extensions, or maybe it is a wig. Maybe her real hair's short.
Yeah, because her like I'm looking at her in A Walk to Remember. Her forehead is she's got a very high forehead. Like man,
Okay.
I don't it has to be some kind of a wig or something
Yeah.
because it did sit on her head very weird. I was commenting in the whole time while watching it with my wife and
Yeah,
everything.
because I tried to do her weird little bun where she has it like poofed up. And let me just say, it is not an easy thing to do, nor
Sure.
can everyone pull it off. It's not necessarily a good look for everyone.
I could pull it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Although Nurse Jackie is hot. Like I was like,
Yeah.
she's very sexy. Like that's the thing. And
Yeah, for sure.
And I would watch anything she's in because I was like, I am whatever she's doing here, I'm loving it. So I'd watch anything that she did going forward.
And her name is Paz de la Huerta, just so
Yes.
everybody knows. Yes.
Yeah, that's a weird name.
She needs to be in everything.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
fuck with
she
people
should.
with weird names. I don't fuck with that shit. So, okay. So if your name
As
is
you
after a
shouldn't.
candy, I don't fuck with you. Okay. So I did write down like if they did make a sequel, I would want to see if we didn't see you die, like die, I need to see you in the sequel. So like I wrote down the doctor. We didn't see his dead body. We just saw him getting his arm cut off. So I'm all like, I feel like he would survive, but he'd be so pissed off because he's like, I can't be a doctor now. I'm like, I only got one fucking arm and everything.
Right.
It says
So I'm all
pig
like,
across my chest.
yeah, exactly. So I'm all like, I would want to see him back in this movie.
Would
So
you want to see him alive, or would you want to see like her trophy room? Because all serial killers have trophies.
I feel like I don't
Both.
know. Both. Yeah, I just feel like I was like when they like for instance Rachel, they didn't show Rachel in there die, but I'm all like she had to die because she can't stay alive.
Yeah.
And you brought up Jared, and I want to see what happens with Jared
Yeah.
now. Like, what is Jared a psychopath? And
Sure.
does he help her now? I would love to
That's
see
what
him
I'm
help
saying.
her.
What
That
if
would be
he's her
great.
sidekick now? And
You guys,
he's
we need
disposing?
to brainstorm about this sequel and send it to a studio. Be like, you guys could just pay us a little bit of fee in alcohol, and we'll be fine.
You're like, trust me, we get this movie and we
Yeah,
get where this
yeah,
needs to go. So just trust us, guys.
Right,
This
yeah.
could be
Advance
like
us a
a
couple million.
franchise. This really
Yes.
could.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
it's criminal how few people seem to even know about this movie.
I know.
Like almost nobody that I know knows this unless I've introduced them to it. And I don't get why. It's just so much
So
fun and
good.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. Every part of it, all the craziness. I mean, even the things that like Regina makes me laugh so hard in this movie because she just sticks out so much to all the other characters. But all the kills, I'm like, yes, give me more. I'm like, Abigail, I'm on your side. I shouldn't be, but I'm on your side. Danny,
Right.
you should be better at your choices in life. Like she told the married guy. She gave him an opportunity. He didn't take it. He could have walked away. So yeah, I love this so much. I don't know how I didn't know about this.
Good. I'm so glad I could bring movies like this to you guys that you're actually enjoying and shit. I had a feeling that you would, but you
I
just never
had
know.
I had seen this movie
Yeah.
before, but I'm glad that we had done it because I love this. I'm looking it up right now because I'm very curious about it. So the director of this is Doug Aronofsky, and I'm
Mhm.
wondering, is he related to isn't there a Darren Aronofsky
Yeah,
that's
but it's spelled very differently.
oh, okay,
So
well then never
yeah.
mind. Never
We were
mind.
looking, I was looking that up today too. So
Because I just looked it up. I was like, we need to contact Doug. Be like, Doug, well, I have thoughts. Although I will have to say, he directed Puppet Master 4, which is my favorite Puppet Master.
oh,
I just have to
okay.
say. So I was like, I feel like I like you, Doug. Me and you can be friends and everything.
Yeah.
But
Come on the
Let's have
podcast.
yeah, for
drinks.
sure.
Let's sit down, have drinks, and just
Yeah.
bang this son of a bitch out. Come on.
Let's hash
Yes.
out this franchise. Like, we can be your muse, if you will, and everything. We'll get Pez back. She'll be great and
Yeah.
everything.
And I feel
Let's
like
have
if this had
dinner.
been handled correctly, this really could have become like truly like a franchise and stuff.
It
Like I think there's so much to like here and so much
Oh, it's
enjoyment
too
and
much.
fun to be had that
it
it's
just
kind
I
of
has
agree with
sad.
you. I agree.
uniqueness. It just has so much great uniqueness because it's a female. How often are you this happy about a female serial killer?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that all has to
And
do with Pez because she does or
oh,
Paz. She does a great job. Like I just love her
oh yeah,
whole persona. It's just
Yeah.
right.
The screen
absolutely.
presence is insane.
Oh
Like
yes.
Right on. All right. If do you guys have anything else before we wrap it up that you want to say about this movie?
Go watch it.
yeah.
Go
Katrina
watch,
I'm,
Bowden
yeah, for
has it.
sure.
Yeah.
my
It's free
thing
on
is
Tubi.
yeah, it's on Tubi, guys, and if you
Yeah.
have Amazon Prime, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, just yeah, it's something that needs to be seen. More people need to see it. More
Hmm.
people need to be talking about it. I'm actually trying to talk some people on the Scene Invaders podcast this week into watching it so we can kind of have like an overlap discussion about it.
Yeah.
Since it was something that I watched this week and I was
Yeah, it
like,
was so
you just
good.
need to draw all the attention to this. This is
Hmm.
Oh, for
worth
sure.
your time in
Yeah,
every
for
single way.
sure.
If you like campy, like sublime trash, this is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and I love camp. Camp is like the
Yeah.
best. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, you can't get better. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. But before we do, Chad, why don't you go ahead and remind everybody where we can find you at?
Okay, Scene Invaders podcast on YouTube. We are the yellow headphones. So a couple of Scene Invaders channels. We're all under the same umbrella. We're all the same family. So Scene Invaders and the aqua headphones covers a lot of TV. Us and the yellow headphones cover a lot of movies and movie recommendations, things we watched this week, and things we recommend or don't recommend. Um, and then on Twitter, you can hit me at MISTERB1003 if you want just some unhinged Twitter times with me.
No, I love your tweets.
I post dumb memes. I have a good time. I like to laugh, and that's basically what my Twitter's about. And thank you guys. I'm so happy to have been back here, and this was so much fun. I
Oh my God, I'd be so happy with you.
always enjoy our chats and coming on here.
Yeah. I will leave all the links in the description down below, you guys, so you guys can check out Chad and find his Instagram, all that good stuff and everything. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, and that is at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. If you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review, you guys. It really helps us out a lot, and we really would appreciate it, and everything. We'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel because you want to see our beautiful faces, mine especially.
Especially.
No, shut up, fucker.
Not mine, guys. Not mine. I'm just here for the ride.
So be sure you're adorable. Stop it. So just check us out there, and that's at YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, you guys, we do have a Patreon where we do series. We go through a series of movies and everything. And there's plenty of different levels if you're interested in that. And the link will be in the description down below. But most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.